God's wrath is going to be Generation Alpha. I'm being shown a vision that the angels are being perceived as little devils, and we are incorrect. They are the autonomous alpha beings that are going to slay like we have not slain before. The little angels of the world that are coming into reality are having to truly be in their instinctual nature to survive, because we have let them down. The elders of society have not shown a safe world, and to blame children for the nature, or is it nurture, of them, to blame children for their nurture is to shoot yourself with your own arrow, because children by nature are not doing what these children are doing. And I'm being shown like they were sent here specifically. The energy, the beings, the souls that are sent through Generation Alpha and beyond are going to have been incarnated. Ooh, interesting. They're incarnated to obliterate our foundation, is what I'm being told. The devil can't play with our kids anymore, because they're not going to be as naive, as gullible, as vulnerable as we have been previous generations. The more these children grow up, grow into themselves, yes, it is our instinct as elders to fear the repercussions, to feel the judgment of our actions. But these kids, they're coming in with the truth. They're coming in with information. They're coming in with knowledge. These are wise children. And I don't know about you, but God's wrath is unlike what we understand in these times. Like, let me keep going. It's like what I'm hearing, I don't want to say. So I need to be honest. So we're chemically imbalanced. We are broken. We are not what they say. We are blemished. Who are we? I'm talking about people that are not holy, okay? Which is a lot of people. The unholiness of this time. It's like God's wrath is coming in to save the planet in a way that we can't quite perceive. And we need the angels, the alphas, to come in and bulldoze and push through, which is why we're transitioning from this psychopathic, narcissistic narrative. Yeah, because in the past we were just blocked. Like there's just literally black, grays, and deserts with this one color in this. Look at this. You see how the colors are the same? We got the black, gray, and then this teal color. And this gold. I'm seeing them as these golden children. And what they're ushering in for the future is it's impossible to perceive. It's impossible to perceive. They're in the metaverse. They're in the video game space where they create the fingers. Their fingers are the extension to what the concept of superpowers and being superhuman and all that, the telekinesis, all that stuff that's going to come in. It had to come in a way where we would understand. And the video game and understanding what comes out of your hands is the extension because of something about the chi energy or whatever. And in the past, there's a certain level of it was kept from us in a prison. So in the past, we were imprisoned. But something about their light frequency, it shatters the prism. It shatters something about their electromagnetic energy field. It just shatters perception, where they see straight away the truth. They're very quick-witted, quick to understand. That's why they're very rebellious to this repeat, recite over and over all freaking day until your soul crushed. They're not playing with that narrative. They don't understand that because they're free spirits. They're beings of light and love at a higher frequency. I'm hearing octave. What does that even mean? I don't know. Than we are. So they're here to destroy. So I'm seeing the Destroyer God in Dragon Ball Z, the cat, Varys. The attitude of enlightened beings is much different than the human. The human has like a very ego perspective, versus the Destroyer God has a perspective of many worlds, of many understandings, of a lot more concepts and possibilities. So it's not limited to the old way, the old life, the old world. They are bringing in the new reality. In the near future, the Queen of Cups in reversed. We should ponder on that. Yeah, they're more in tune with what will save the ocean, what will save the planet. They have it seems barbaric. It seems a little bit wild. It is wild. Because in order to be free, you must be wild. You can't be domesticated. You can't be... I'm seeing homeostasis. What these words, guys? I'm not a scientist, but some of these words, homeostasis, it's showing me like we're stuck and they're gonna push us through. And I get it. If this is homeostasis, the tendency toward a relatively stable equilibrium between independent elements, especially as maintained by physiological processes. Okay, so now I'm seeing like they're better at creating homeostasis because they're more aligned with their instincts. They see just as much as we see the show. Because look, Hollywood, all that nonsense is the distraction of the fall. Fallen angels, Los Angeles. Like, that is showing us that the fallen angels have not won. I don't know. So the dark ones, the ones that want to taint the impurity, they want to go in and put impurity in the pure. They want to invite more impurity into the planet. Those people, that's the headline news because we're so addicted to drama. We rather like absorb drama-filled knowledge rather than see it for what it is. That illusion that's exposed to us at this point, the children that are growing up in society, their precise ability to see through that is high level. Okay, like I'm seeing high level power here, and it's not starting with Generation Alpha because it's obviously rippling through other generations that have already made it into adulthood. But Generation Alpha is destined, the Alpha and the Omega, they are destined to usher in, yeah, they're the karma balancers. Because their safety is in question, because they can't conceptualize and understand these crazy adults of this time, because the adults aren't intelligent enough to comprehend what's happening, because adults are more interested in reality TV drama than reality, because we're more concerned with false, fake idiotic things. These children are designed to enjoy life. They might even have a really dark humor, a very dark humor, actually. 10, 10, 10, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're about to show us how ignorant we are. They're about to show us like the stupidity of the theatrics. They're too wise. They're very intelligent. They will not stand for this. They will defend themselves. So I'm seeing them working really hard at building the space that we can't see, like the quantum world, the world where, so maybe it's not a physical thing. That's interesting. I don't know for sure, but I'm seeing them focus heavily on the astro space, or the, you can't really see it. It's like the same way we got the internet, however that happened, I don't know. They're focused more on that space of the developing and constructing it. So they're building, they're builders, they're creators, builders, they're hyper-focused. They're designed to build a new space, and it's to bring joy and entertainment. Yeah, because as we allow the old to wash away, the stuff that we're not going to take into the future, and they're busy building away, there is somewhat of a process of like a season change or passing of the baton, a process that nature respects and understands that we must go through. It's not going to be such a shift, such a forced thing. Here's an example. 10, 11, 12 years ago, a lot of the stuff that's coming out, I'm not special for this, but it's important to understand time, that it's like all an illusion. Some of the stuff that's coming out right now, I was researching and getting information on 12 years ago. So it's like there's a lot that's happening right now that's already happened, but we're just now finding out. So it's truly not just now happening. It's just you're just now finding out. You know what I mean? Like, we're only capable of understanding life to the degree of which we can understand it due to our nature versus nurture. You're born in a particular time. You're entering a particular energetic frequency signature that then makes your environment respond to that reality. And they're very focused on, exactly, that's why that came out again. This was in the split. And they're really focused on establishing a foundation that's more aligned with true wisdom, true truth. The truth is here now. Ace of Voices in reverse with the owl, which is just bringing me to the Bohemian Grove nonsense, because I was just talking about it, that whatever I was looking into 12 years ago was talking about this exposure and the whole owl thing, the whole concept with the that thing, that's been going on too long. And these DIED out of this reality babies that have went through this stuff, that were watching for entertainment, rather than focusing on the reality, which is atrocious. I mean, I don't know, but I don't have an extensive vocabulary of words to use here, but that's not big enough of a word. It's insanity. The insatiability we have for the drama, you have to, if you want at all to be in control of yourself, because that's all it is. You're just trying to find self-control so you can navigate all these energies and frequencies that come at you. So to have that control is like being able to see the message they want you to hear, but hear what's actually happening, and focusing on what matters the most, or the truth. Because some people care about what they want to hear, and some people care about the truth. You know what I mean? So when you hear something, you want it to be external. You want to point outward and say, oh, they were doing that. They're bad. Of course they're evil. Of course it's them. But what are you not hearing and listening to of how you're cooperating and participating? I feel like as adults, as leaders, as wise people, there's got to be some level of accountability and response to being an elder. If you're outside, you see a bunch of kids attacking one child, as an adult person, you go help. You go talk to the children. Hey kids, I need you guys to back up. What's going on here? Like, I'm the authority. I have respect for balance. And I see you 5 children attacking this one child. What's going on? Like, communicate. The other day I was leaving a store. I didn't get hit, but sure enough, this girl's backing up, and she could have, but I didn't freak out. I literally, like, she kind of hit me, but like, I hit her car to let her know, like, watch out, you know, like, in her coward ass nature, her and her boyfriend were in the car, boyfriend in the passenger seat. They were both passive weakling people that couldn't have said something as simple as roll down the window and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, are you okay? But instead, they just like pretended that didn't happen, and just like pulled out and like left. And I just thought to myself, like, we want children to feel safe in this world, but we have such skewed and misunderstood value systems and principles, and we need to do better. And the outcome being the 5 of materials is interesting, because we're going to feel left out. We're going to feel like, don't forget about us. Don't forget about, you know, but God's like, look, my wrath isn't what you expect at all times. It's not always going to be devastation to the degree of external, you know, hurricanes and stuff. Sometimes it's going to be an internal psychological battle of fighting off demons and the devil, so I can get you back into harmony and resonance, because you're finding it. I'm God talking to everyone. That's what this is. If you want to be imbalanced, feel free. The world is yours. But if you would like to participate, you'll have to go through these trials. You have to go through the process of unlearning what you have acquired, because at this point in your evolution, humans, those of us that are wicked and harmful, hateful, evil, whatever, meaning like you don't do it for goodness. You don't wake up and function in good. You don't try to be good. You don't put effort into holiness, to being separate, to not participating, to speaking up, like, but instead you push and perpetuate the narrative, the lie, or your side of things, rather than the neutrality, the wholeness, or the reality of it all. And I'm seeing Gen Alpha. I don't remember when Gen Alpha's, peace, the last priest, taurine, occurs naturally in human brain. They add it to supplements and energy drinks. They say it's a non-essential amino acid. Useful. Excess taurine is excreted by the kidneys. You know, these small things about our bodies, these biological things, because this is biological warfare, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, we are biologically You think it's all a physical WAR? There is a spiritual battle going on, okay? Yes, lack of knowledge, lack of gnosis. I know my language, my words are swirly there. But we have lack of knowledge on the small ways that they're going in, because the war, it's in and out, as above, so below, cause and effect, right? There's nothing going on outside of you that's not going on inside of you. And it's more important to focus on what you can control, which is your body's functioning. Because our brain is just perceiving reality. That's all it's doing. It's just snapshotting a picture and sending it back to the brain to say, yep, we confirm that's what's happening in front of you. But here's 40 images out of the millions you just saw. Here's 40 images, because that's how much our brain computes on average, that 40 images out of millions that our eyes perceive because of what we're told to believe in, or what we tell our brain that we want to believe in. So all of the magic that happens outside of those 40 perceptions are blocked. We can't see them because part of the warfare has been to go into the psychological realm, into the psyche, into the brain chemistry, into biology. Isn't it funny they got us working on this stuff? Like, it's like they have us working on what the experiment. It's insanity. Exactly. It's low vibration. They need us at a particular energy signature. Pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. And it's interesting because that's the alpha point of the spectrum. Contracted. Contrast? Contract? Oh, that would be the squeezing, right? Squeezing. But then I'm being shown like to make diamonds. Because as much as there's a game playing out here, there's active players and there's those that don't give a shish. And that's fine. I'm not talking to y'all. Okay? Because your hormones aren't in alignment with the truth anyway. So what you're going to say to me doesn't matter. Chemical messages that carry signals through the body, through the blood to organs, muscles, skin, and other tissues to regulate physiological, I don't know that word, and behaviors essential for life and health, because your hormones are truly the foundation. There's that 12th house again in frequency. This came out some other reading, because we are, so I don't know if this is literal, but just for abstract purposes, like I'm seeing it this way. It's like we're in the 12th house of the zodiac as a team. We're all in the 12th house. We're all pushed into this 12th house place. The 12th house is full of all the fears, all the darkness, because it's the 12th, it's the last hour. It's like midnight on Halloween. It's that last little bit of spiritual gunk that we're working with. And it's been long and dark. It's just been very hidden. The most upsetting part for me, and has been the aspect that this has been happening and nobody wants to talk about it. Like, that's so frustrating to me as a human in this reality. It's like, this stuff, now that it's popular, and here I am, this is my ego, because I'm upset. Like, now that it's popular, we want to talk about it, but let's get to business. Let's talk about the truth, because it's just been hidden. Let's now focus on the innocents, those that are being TRAFFICKED. I can't spell. Sorry. Those that are being they don't get a choice. Those that have a choice, you're free. You're free if you have a choice. If you don't have a choice, you're not free. Exactly. Said that Elohim. Okay, I knew this was going to be a spiritual reading today, because it's all the way down to the plasma, friends. The colorless fluid part of the body. I'm sorry, I keep saying other words. The colorless fluid part of the blood, lymph, or milk, and iodized gas consisting of positive ions and free electrons in proportions, resulting in more or less no overall electric charge, typically at low pressure, upper atmosphere, and fluorescent lamps, or at very high temperature, as in stars and nuclear fusion reactors, the fourth state of matter. Because they're using their science, their sorcery, against the purity of human being, the organic matter essence of human, the pure angelic form of us that doesn't want to become anything else besides itself, is being tempted and persuaded at this level. This is like in the garden temptation to alter your being, which will, these council beings of light, the ones that wish to, I don't know if I want to say they want to help, because I don't know what they're doing. I'm confused. Y'all giving me this deep ass message. I love it though. Okay. Tell me. Oh, okay. What is the intention of the Elohim card here? Oh, come on. Rituals, polarity, generation gamma, rituals and polarity. Okay. What is the intentions of the Elohim here? 5G Wi-Fi, spirit. Okay. Whoa, too much. Oh, there it freaking is. Interesting. I keep seeing it. Let me do another, because this is important, guys. This is really important. I don't get on here to play games with you. You know what I mean? Like this is my calling to try to help kids. Like I see the lack of, especially spiritual support in regards to the innocent. And that's what this is for. Tell me about the Elohim, please. Sometimes there are no words. You know what I'm saying? It's of course. They're like, you ain't about to get in that gate. They're like, nope. No, ma'am. You don't get to know. Fine. I'll stop. Help. Exactly. Because we need to focus. Help. Doesn't matter what their intentions are. Right now, we need to focus on what we can help. Help. Who? Small child, naive, multiple, and impressionable. Help. Sometimes there are no words. Exactly. I'm convinced that the battle for love and light, for peace, is here. And the way that we bring it in, the way that we usher it in as peacefully as we can, is to be peace, is to hold space for that. So every single day, don't engage in conflict. Don't engage in toxicity. You know, when the temptation is there, the option to choose the darker path, or the path that invites you into something that seems pleasurable in the moment. Like, think and weigh your decisions. Think and weigh out your decisions. Yeah, why is the Five of Materials in the outcome? we got theft. Rob, loss, theft, physical or emotional. Thief. Interesting. I was seeing this deck as well, so I think another card wanted to come out of this one. Yang. Interesting. What else? What else? Five of Pentacles. Left out. Thief. Right. So we need to be very focused on chaos and conflict at the bottom in reverse. Exactly. Poise and yang. Exerting this energy of peace. Like, I always see it this way, that person who just walks up to the gun and puts a flower in it. The intention is wholeheartedly to just add beauty to the situation, to add something loving, to add something pure. Like, I'm literally seeing a little girl, a little toddler, a little angel walk up to men lined up at each other, ready to, let loose. And she just gracefully, with no fear, puts a flower on his weapon, and then she just walks away. Something like that can really inspire and change the moment that you're in. We need more people that understand the earth's calling to us, and we would hear it if we weren't hormonally imbalanced, if we weren't so ridiculously all these new inventions of things, of what's going on. Like, no, let's just relax a little bit. Let's focus on the fact that we're being robbed of our basic rights. Like, this is craziness. We need to know what our power is, that we yield, that we hold in our hands. This power that we hold is what it is they're hoping we don't realize. Gen Alpha knows they have that. I'm telling you, they know. In 10 years, a Gen Alpha, if we got the internet in 10 years and Gen Alpha kid watches this, they know what I'm talking about. Because this is in the future. This is like, get ready. Get ready for it, because grace and peace, that's about to become a rare commodity. 33, chaos and conflict. You see what I'm saying? Like, people that are zebras are going to want to be giraffes, and people that are giraffes are going to be zebras, and all this craziness, but that's not what it's about. We don't need you to change. We don't need you to be something you're not. We're asking, now the Elohim, we're asking you to be yourself, but to remember who you are, to remember what it's like to go back to that place where fear, because that was the temptation. I'm telling you, there was something of the brain, that there was this little toddler kid. All of us were all the toddler kid at some point. We were this little pure toddler kid. And then someone said, there's a devil, right? And the kid was like, huh, what's that? And you teach it all about it, and the brain splits in half, and it starts to see life that way, and this polarity of good and evil. And then it starts to see itself as good and evil. And when you start to see yourself as good and evil, I feel like, and this may change, I'm still understanding all of this, but it's like the real power comes in the pure form of the fearlessness. Not when you begin to fear the bad. Not when the bad starts to present itself as a powerhouse. The story that was told to you, the little serpent that whispered in your ear, somebody shared their fear with you to make you scared. That's a trick. Like, to put people in a state of fear just to polarize them, and then to blame them for being polarized is crazy. Defend. And I see Gen Alpha defending themselves, because I think everybody that's on the side of the light is about to start defending themselves, but it's specifically like a high percentage of Alpha that sees it, that understands it. because of they walked in when technology was like pew, 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 you know? And they just have a different brain chemistry than we do. Yeah, reconciliation, the pineapple, the purity. Look at that pure pineapple and the reconciliation with self. Coming back to yourself, coming back to your center to be like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I hear you, but I'm good. Like, I really am okay. And that's what they're feeling like. They came here to have fun, and if their dark humor fun offends us, it's because we're tainted. I'm telling you, there's something that we're gonna be like, oh, it's them. Oh my gosh, let's get them. Let's whoop they butt because they're not following line leaders. Exactly. Beware of greed. I feel like we put a lot of burden on everyone else. And the real key to enlightenment is when you recognize where you've been a burden to yourself, to others, because it's to yourself first, and then you project it outward onto others. So how can you dial that back and be like, man, let me not be a treacherous heathen here. Let me go back to my nature, my warrior self, my, you know, when I wanted to, yeah, chain of events that will affect your life. I mean, I saw first the chains breaking free. Yeah, that's what it says what it says, but I know what it meant. And it's saying like breaking free of that limited belief, that limited understanding. A two-faced friend, because they're going to see, I'm telling you, they have the ability to see deception unlike what we do. Because the whole studying, in the generation I grew up in previous, you had to go to school for a long period of time to become a behavior analysis, right? And kids today can point out behaviors and articulate them, how they understand them based off of their field data, because they get to observe many interactions of humans, almost like an alien would watch on TV another species, because they're not like us. I'm telling you, like they see two-facedness, they see all that stuff, and they know good, bad, simple math, good, bad. And some of them are going to say, I want to be bad, I want to be a villain, I want to be part of that, and that's fine, that's their choice. But I'm saying the goodness represents God, and God does have a wrath. God has anger. God has God isn't just like, oh my God, I'm gonna love you through everything and hold your hand. Everybody grab their participation trophy. Temporary situation, tent. Like I'm seeing like camping out for a little while. And I'm also seeing the displacement, like all these souls crying to us in the ether. Crying to us, okay? Through the eyes of the earth, through the eyes of truth, I hear the cries. You do too. And this temporary situation is a test. When my brain digested the information about HIT-LER and his reign on peoples and stuff, like what he did, it's like, man, I want to hate him, but at the same time, I want to be real mad at everybody on that planet at that time. Because why are we so weak? Weak doesn't always mean fist fighting, right? Or pow pow, right? It's not always that. But how could people, I mean, even what Martin Luther King did was very not weak. He showed peace in a time where he could have very much so chose violence, you know? And it's not to say that Malcolm's way was wrong, because I see both. I see both perspectives. They both made sense. But what my ancestors are showing me is, if we look through their eyes in today's time, we could see the trick better. But instead, we're looking through. So there's this entitlement. I'm telling you, this is important. There's this entitlement that's attached to the wrong energy, because the entitlement that Alpha's coming in with is different. It's more like, I am present. I am here to do God's work. Whether they say it like that or not, they're coming in like soldiers. They're coming in foot soldiers. And the entitlement I see, which is like the Karen, right? This Karen character, our archetype that's developed into cult. We now see that archetype represents a generation almost. Got this loud thing coming over here. This archetype represents the entitlement, like, I deserve, because it's all about me and my ego. And I am above you because I'm a Karen and you are not important. That is a Karen entitlement versus their entitlement. They're going to be like, their sharpness and wit of what to be entitled about is impeccable. It's like blemish free. It's so pure. It's very warrior. It's very like savage. It's supreme. It's different. It's not like what we've seen. So as I see that developing and coming in September, we just left September. So that could be like a full cycle. We're talking about the 12th house. We're working through all these shadows. Watch this come full cycle. I can't remember when generation Alpha is, but it's not the point. Yeah, let's pull up some archetypes. All right, God, let's talk about some archetypes. What do we want to know? What do we need to know? I want to make love in this club. Storyteller. Exactly. The ancients, those that spoke before we wrote things down, the wise people of the past, understood their role. They knew what to do. Sometimes it's not about telling the whole blunt. Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes you got to paint a picture. Sometimes you got to paint a picture like for kindergartners, you know, and tell a fantastical story about something so people can understand it at the level that they're at. And I see this storytelling as a huge, like a band-aid, a method that we can use at this time. I'm seeing propaganda. I'm seeing, yeah, like that's going to be a powerful force. Because I don't know I don't know how this is all going to play out, but I give that worry to God, okay? I'm not worried. Storyteller. Ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. They're going to understand. They know. Stories and symbols. Synchronicity. The phenomenon of synchronicity that has, that has many of us aware of the spirit world through 4444. When you get your receipt and you get those numbers, you get the code, you get a message, you drive down the street and you just have this awareness, this connection to the music, any type of synchronistic experience that you just can't really explain is a code, and it's to paint a picture for you, to tell you a story so you can follow the rabbit, right? So you can understand. because the trickster is out here ready to say, oh no, that's a parlor trick. No, those people over there, they're crazy. Especially the religious people, okay? Highly religious, and I'm not saying all, because there's some religious people that are wonderful, like wonderful, holy, beautiful humans. But the majority of people that try to beat you down with their religion, people, they want to say, oh, she's a witch. It's her. Take her out. Like, calm down, lady. Calm down. Focus on yourself, first of all, and focus on what is happening. Like, am I pulling a rabbit out the hat to trick you? Or am I using what you're calling sorcery as a guiding light, like Harriet Tubman, for people to get to a better place? Because there's a lot to say about somebody who, one, points fingers at other people, and two, somebody who black and whites things, like everything's black or white, right? Like extremist people. There's a gray to everything, okay? Maybe the only extreme is good and bad, or evil and good, and or fear, and there's like the extremes for sure. But when you're so immersed in one or the other, and I think that's why I was specifically saying like God's wrath is, God is goodness. But sometimes goodness must be also, can be perceived as something atrocious, something that's like not good. See what I'm saying? Because the warriors, I'm telling you, they're not playing. Look at this force of energy. This is Gen Alpha pushing. They said, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior, because their hormones, their cognitive understanding, their processing ability, everything they got going on, I see them as the first generation of beings that are coming in like, try me, tell me the wit, the everything they got going on is just beyond, okay? It's just beyond. They're so magical. So the warrior is strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. Let's go, Generation Alpha. Because I believe in you, okay? Do you believe in you? I believe in you. I think you guys are going to blow us out of the water. You can't save everyone. Culture. Exactly. Haters. You just let the haters hate. Give them some Gatorade and tell them it's haterade. Drink it. Shut up. Ah! Peacock! Sorry for yelling. But tell me, this doesn't represent like, so first of all, here's the stoicism, right? Here's the, first of all, they both kind of represent, I'm just so regal. I'm so regal. Which is why I think it's funny. We talk about narcissism and like psychopath, the spectrum. This is the light. I'm telling you, this is a prism of light that they've sent a spectrum. Somehow they've got people trapped in this field of energy that says, I'm the victim, he's the narcissist, and I'm just a victim, like all the time. I was there. And I see this as like, I'm so dope and I'm so good all by myself. I run this I run my show. I am the leader of my pride. I am the king of the jungle, okay? Or I'm the most beautiful bird that you're gonna see, okay? I'm one or the other, whatever I choose to be. Maybe I'll get up off my rock and battle out the next lion that tries to take my territory. Maybe I'll flash my feathers at the next lady bird that walks into my corridor. But either way, I am great. And I'm not going to let these crazy people or these external forces invalidate my truth, like those Karens or the generations that have came forth thus far that are freaking haters. What the hell? Again, guys, I'm channeling for like a generation of people that in today's time are like teenagers and single digits. So maybe part of the message is a little bit cute and childlike, and I understand because like the group they are, look at them. You see the fire ant, they're like all going to, they're going to put out the fire. Like I see this, all these ants are representing a being of a whole bunch of alphas working together to attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be like a harsh, cold truth. And it's going to burn. It's going to feel icky, like, ew. Exactly. Am I upside down? The bat. Interesting. But it's going to be so, I'm hearing archaic, deep wisdom from the caves. See, we're going to see some stuff. Now I'm seeing the vampires. So I truly believe the veil of deception has more to reveal than anything theatrical or play-like or show-like. We all show up and pretend and dress up. Reality is stranger than fiction. So the real monsters. Okay, guys, this is gonna get deep, and we'll have to break this down in other readings. So revelation, the reveal, we're going to see things that some of us weren't ready, okay? We weren't ready for the depth that it's about to hit. And those that are ready, you might be real excited. Now, if you've seen the movie with Will Smith and the fairy folks, or any movie where people start to mingle with interdimensionals of some kind. So I was shown the other day, I think it was in meditation in the woods or something, but we now have, everything's a contract in this realm. And something about the contracts are up, and some people are going into PRISON and some are coming out of it, and that's spiritual. So now I'm seeing back to Hercules when Hades opened up the portals in the ocean and the beings came out to wreak havoc. Something like that is coming to light, and our true faith and understanding is going to be tested to understand how to navigate the frequencies. Because I think for a time it was hidden from 3D, but now that we're fully going to immerse into higher dimensional awarenesses, and so our DNA is evolving into that, we're going to be able to see them. And I think that's the part for people where that's hard to accept. That's hard to believe. Like, it's easier to believe this than a real version, right? Now I'm seeing Pinocchio, the new one with the eyes, the beings, the angels, but also the vampires, the mermaids. And just like we were sold a story in Disney, that was just that. Why are they locked away? What's creating the something in our past, in the law of the Elohim? Remember the Elohim, the higher level leaders that are probably nowhere near 3D, so you can't visually see them. Those beings, I don't know what's going on, because just like as above so below, we got this WAR stuff. It's like they have also contracts, and negotiations going on, and I see reveal or releasing or opening or man, my hands, I feel it. It's like it's coming. I don't know how to explain it. I feel it though. It's coming. What's coming? Help me understand what's coming. Of course, a whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. The crossing initiation. Look at that. Look at that visual. Okay, that is like a rock bridge with a portal at the end of it, and a person walking in there or something. Nobody's walking in, but it's an open portal, which looks very similar to what I said about Hercules movie. Like that open portal, it's opening up. A 3D. Like maybe some people are gonna stay in 3D and they're gonna call the other people crazy, but the other people are just telling the truth. Something like that. You want to lock everybody away, but yes, I realize my battery's dying. Recording device, I'm getting there. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. Lay of the land, first breath, exactly. So a beginner's mind, first breath. We have dances on one foot, a balancing act, which you see this little moth creature. So it's like balancing the understanding of what all's happening here. Crown games. Oh, was that the owl? No. Crown games, right use of power. I'm telling you, there's the power exchange thing going on. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, exactly. Our ancestors know we're working together. Like there's this great reveal. I just see these like hungry beings. They're so hungry because, they're very hungry. They feed off of energy. They feed off of fear. They feed off of, okay, I guess we don't take 3, yeah. They feed off of things that we don't want to feed them, okay? This was in reverse, repairing the veil, forgiveness. That's literally sewing back reality together, okay? Dragon sword, protecting the future. Because these kids, they came here to protect the future, not the past. So we can keep telling his story, one or few of stupid narratives. Or we could just be like, let's go in the future where there's dragons, okay? And focus on what we need to hold sacred and true and the keys to that portal, to that gem, to that reality, that truth. Let's elevate, let's expand. Yeah, you got this twice. Luck and right timing, fortune's will, because we know what time it is. This is time. We're here to... The awakening has commenced. Thank you so much for watching. I gotta go. Bye.